3 weeks. And they only live in Corby, but it is my personal time, but it's a pleasure to represent Corby and to tell people how wonderful Corby is, and as well as mix and meet all the wonderful work that's going on in Corby.
Yeah, you get the chance, I suppose, that a lot of people don't get, is to see exactly what is in Corby that people don't realise.
Absolutely, I feel very privileged. I mean, you get to see the real hard work, like in Sandalwood Court, where the older people are, and it's fabulous, and the views from the top floor there are fabulous, and the staff are so hard working trying to make sure that everybody's comfortable and feels like it's their home.
Exactly.
And that's just to touch on a one thing. I mean, there's so many things, and I just didn't realise just how much went on in Corby. I knew an awful lot did, but this is just an eye-opener.
Yeah, and it's not just the social side of Corby, the business side of Corby as well. There's a lot of new businesses coming into town, and obviously they have their opening days, and they invite you along to do the grand opening, if you like.
Oh, they do.
And it's great to see that Corby has, the regeneration of Corby in the last 10 years has been fantastic, I think. And to see the new businesses still coming into town, that must be quite a good thing to be involved with.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's really wonderful, and I've been asked to open different parts of hairdressing salons, gyms, all sorts of things, and it's just marvellous to see Corby just thrive.
Exactly. And of course, I think the whole town centre now, I think, is looking pretty good, don't you?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I keep telling everybody, come to Corby. I said, if you need to, give me a ring and I'll give you an escorted tour around. Because I just think people say, well, I haven't been to Corby for years. Well, you must come. I'll invite you.
Exactly. You have people do that, don't you? They come after they've been away for many, many years, and they come and they go, where did that come from?
Yeah.
How did that get there?
Yeah.
You know, they expect things to stay still and not move on with the times, don't they?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And Corby did have a certain reputation, but now people are coming up to me and saying, I came to Corby, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it, you know.
And do you know the thing, Julie, is that when I started working, my working life, a long time ago now, but I started working catering, okay? And a lot of people went from Corby to catering, shopping, socialising, etc., etc. Because, we'll be honest, you know, Corby at that time was a little bit short on those type of facilities, okay? But now I'm bumping into people in Corby Town Centre who come to shop here, which I think is great.
Absolutely, I bumped into people from Kettering, from Northampton, even your cousins from my consort here, Bob Riley.
And keep an eye on you.
His relatives from Northampton even ventured to Corby.
Well, it's great.
It's
now,
wonderful.
isn't it?
It's wonderful.
So this is just lots of other events, obviously, for the rest of the year. But the thing about being the mayor of Corby is there's always that the need for you to raise funds for some kind of charity. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, what's your charity this year?
Well, the theme of my year is Children Are Our Future, and so I am hoping to sponsor, to raise funds for the air ambulance, with particular emphasis on the paediatric ambulance. This is a wonderful new thing. It's a huge air ambulance that can take children and equipment and both sets of parents, which the other ambulance can't always do.
Right.
And also, helicopters can't fly at night, so they have 2 road ambulances that will cover the areas that the air ambulance would normally cover.
All right, okay.
And the other is the Travers Foundation, which Terry Forsey started. He lives in Geddington, but he's helped an awful lot of Corby young people, and it's available for young people from 13 to 30, and it helps those that want to follow their dream, who are not necessarily gifted academically, but have other gifts like
skills,
sport and skills, and all he asks in return, and helps them to follow their dream, to pursue their dream, and all he asks in return is that they help to come back and fundraise so that more people can do that.
Yeah. So they become sort of a leader for that type, whatever they're getting involved with.
Yeah.
Okay, come back and teach others.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good foundation. And well, the air ambulance, I'm a great believer in, and I think it's such a shame that it's not funded, like many other charities, not funded by the NHS. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's something like, don't quote me, £1,700 just to lift off the ground.
I think your figures are not far off.
You know, before
absolutely.
they do anything, you know.
Yeah.
So they desperately need funded all the time.
Oh,
and I know they're always out shaking the tin and doing all the things that they need to do. So I think it's great that you've chosen them as you've chosen a charity this year. So thank you for that. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you're doing today, because you've got this thing happening at the Cube, haven't you?
On Wednesday, I'm doing a storytelling in the library, and I used to be a teacher, but now I'm retired. I do miss the children, and I've always, from the age of about 4, I've read prolifically, and I think our libraries are wonderful things. And give me children, stories, books, and I'm in my element.
All right,
and
okay.
so please come along, and I'll be happy to share a story with you, read a story to you, or we can make up a story together.
Right, so is this in the library?
It is.
Okay, and what time's that on?
Between 10 and 12.
Right. And can I ask you, what type of stories, I mean children's stories obviously, but is there any particular type of children's story you'll be reading? Is it some of the classics or?
Well, I'm going to go over to the library shortly, and I'm going to refresh my mind, the group of children that you get.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take along one of my favourite books, is my Naughty Little Sister stories. They're a little bit old-fashioned now, but a good story is a good story.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how old it is, does it? You know.
No. And I've got an anthology of stories, so the children can help me choose. But, I mean, there are so many, from David Walliams, Mr. Stink in Rat Burgers, and there's so many, and I'm hoping that the children might come, and if they want me to read a particular book, then I'm happy to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a lot of fun yourself doing that.
Oh, I do.
What's the age groups again for the
Well, it's any age group, really, from 4 to whenever.
Yeah, to 40, if they want to sit there and listen to you.
Or 80 even. Do come along and join in the fun.
Okay, so that's this Wednesday. It's at the library in the Cube.
That's right, it is.
And if you've never been actually into the library, it's a nice little library, that, isn't it?
It's a lovely library, and they're so helpful and so friendly there. And it really is nice.
Do you think, what we're talking about libraries, these days with the internet, do you feel that books, the hard written materials becoming obsolete maybe?
No, I think people thought that, but I personally have a Kindle, I have an iPad, I can read on a Kindle, I can read on my iPad, but I still prefer a book.
Do you?
And it just depends where I am and what the occasion is, but I think all forms of the media, they all start off as a book, even before they end up on the Kindle or on the iPad. And actually, you can actually download books. I've got what's called a Blue Fire Reader, which is an app on my iPad, and I download library books for free on that as well. So it means wherever I am, I don't have to take a great big book with me. I can just slip my iPad in or even my phone.
Technology is great, isn't it?
It's wonderful. I think literacy, whatever form it takes, is magic.
Right. Well, okay, so you can join Councillor Julie Riley. It's a storytelling in the library, in the Cube. It's Wednesday morning, at what time?
10 o'clock till 12.
10 o'clock till 12, so please go along, take your little ones along. I'm sure they'll love it. Okay, thank you very much for coming today, and enjoy the rest of your term as the Mayor.
Thank you.
I'm sure you will, and I'm sure you're going to be non-stop.
I am, and if anybody wants to offer any help or fundraising ideas, you can get me at the Cube.
Okay, so or you can get in touch with us here at the radio, and we'll pass you.
Thank you very much.
Well, good luck with it. Thank you for coming in today.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.